All right, if you have a new layer and it's 1500 pixels and you don't have these guides visible and you don't have this extra layer, well, why don't you go back and do the guides primer video so that you know how to set this up. I'm going to hit Command R to get rid of my rulers because I'm all done with that. Make sure I'm on this secondary layer with the guides layer locked. Okay, that's where we left off, so that's where you should be. Now let's learn how to work with symbols here. Let's go under Window, Symbols, and I think by default this drops out here, and this is not here. Let me go ahead and drag that into the trash. This is what you're going to see. So this is not really useful. We don't want any of these symbols. So why are symbols important? Down here in the corner, the symbols library option, this is why they're important, and we're going to make our own symbols in here later on. But for right now, I'm just going to click on arrows and click and drag, left click, drag out and drop that symbol. Let's get rid of those. I'm going to make this bigger this time so you can see what's going on. Grab a corner, and yeah, we can resize this thing. Let's hold Shift down so that we don't distort this, and we'll go ahead and use that right there. Now, the first thing I want to get to is because some of you are going to want to change the color to this symbol, and when you come in here and double click and pick a color, whatever color you pick, it's not going to change colors. And the reason for that is because it's a symbol. And the symbol is tied to its properties. So that means this thing is black as a symbol. It's going to stay black as a symbol unless we break the link to that symbol. And you can also right-click on it and select Break Link to Symbol. Boom. Now if I deselect this thing, click once on it, and then come up here and pick some other color and say, I want that blue right there, please. Now it changes color. All right, so let's say I don't want this blue. I'm going to go back to black. I just wanted to show you that so you would know how to do it. So now I want this symbol pointing the other way. Now, how do I get it to do that? You can resize by grabbing this corner. And if you come out just a little ways, you get this double-headed arrow that's got a curve on it. If you come out a little further, it just changes back to your black arrow, your selection tool. Come up here, and then you can spin this around. Now, notice that Illustrator is spinning to the hundredths of an inch, and you're probably not going to get that just where you want it. So hold down Shift again to constrain, and Illustrator will move at 45-degree angles because that's the default that's set in the preferences. So then I can let go of the mouse button before Shift, and that's how you make sure that that is exactly how you want it. Conversely, I just want to show you, because we're trying to learn about Illustrator here, you can go under, with this selected, Object, Transform, Reflect. Now, hey, look, there's a bunch of different options here. But for right now, we're just going to do Reflect, and I have already done this, so the preview is on, which if the preview's not on, that doesn't help you at all. Turn the preview on to see, is this how I want it? And what number is here? Is this how I want it? So yeah, in this case, vertical 90 degrees reflects that. And we just not click copy, click OK this time. So it's reflected. Now let's move this thing up here near the top, position it, get our handy dandy rotate tool, come down to the intersection of our guides, hold down Option, click, and this time, I don't know what you had set before. 5, it doesn't look, if we turn off preview, it doesn't look like that's enough. Is 6, if we type a 6 and hit Tab, and the only way to know is to go ahead and click copy. Okay, too close, that doesn't work, Command Z. So let's hold down Option again, click, and let's change this. Remember, you just can't pick any number. It has to be evenly divisible into 360, right? So now we click copy, and let's say that's perfect. It's not really, but depending upon the size of yours, a different number is going to work for you. So now I'm going to hit Command D, which does what I just did one more time. And then if I hold down Command and hold down D, this rotates all the way around. I get close, stop, and then click so we don't lay these on top each other. Okay, this is a different example than what we had before. I'm going to turn off those guides layers so you can see it. And yeah, every time you do this, depending upon the size, using this particular symbol, that's how it's going to change. Okay, if you wanted two different colors, think what happens if you select two, make those things different colors, select two, and then play with the rotate tool. Can you do that and make this go around without having to click every other color and change the color independent of one another? So think, experiment, try to work smart, and there you go. Fun with symbols. Now you know how to break the link to the symbols, change the colors, resize, transform, move it around. Amazing. Let's get on to our starburst.